Hey guys, welcome back, and today we're going to answer more of your questions. Over the last year, we've asked you to submit questions to us, and they can be funny, they can be serious, they can be very specific to our branch student ministries, to the leaders. It can be about life, relationships, God, whatever it is, you guys can ask us. And you can still ask your questions by texting the number below, all right? That's completely anonymous. You can ask a question at any day, any time of day or night, and we will answer them in future videos, all right? So let's get right into it. And we've got some really hard-hitting questions, it looks like, here to start us off today. Really serious and hard-hitting. So take a breath so we can focus in, okay? First question. Who are your favorite students? Now, that'll be very specific to the branch, and you know what? I just have to answer it. Okay, who are my favorite students of the branch? It's you. That's right, you. Now, if you want a real answer, who my favorite students are, I do have them, okay? I'm not gonna lie to you, I have them. I have my favorites. It'd be a lie to say I didn't, but all of you are loved, okay? I love all the students, love what I get to do, so, you know, but this makes me feel awkward, okay? So I'm just gonna move on. Next question on the list here. Nope, not touching that one. It's a political question. You can ask me that offline. I would love to answer it to you, but it's still too fresh. We don't even have an elected president at the time of this recording, and there's all kinds of just ridiculousness going on. So I'm not going to touch that one on a video, but you can ask me that, person to person, and I would love to have that conversation with you. What type of conditioner do you use? Hard hitting, okay? This question probably means more to me than I would like to actually admit, okay? Because see, for a while here I got the hat on today, but I've been growing my hair out, okay? I know it's it's commercial ready, but so I've been using this new conditioner, okay? And it's not very expensive. It's this Dove Pro stuff. I don't know. It's whatever my wife picked up. But my hair is the softest that it has ever been since I've been using this, okay? It is fantastic, and I enjoy it, all right? Okay? Have you ever eaten deodorant? One time, okay? One time. I'm just kidding. I've never eaten deodorant. No. Why? Okay? I don't even get it. No, I have not. All right, so have you ever had a living thing thrown at you? Funny story, and the person who asked this question obviously already knows it. Yes, I have had a living thing thrown at me, and may or may not have been my family dog, who was a small dog. It may or may not have been one of my siblings who tossed it in my general direction. And if you know that I only have one sibling, you'd know which one it is. But here's the thing. At no time was there ever real danger. The dog was not in any was not getting hurt or being neglected or anything. I don't want to get an email or a call from some organization from something that happened 20 years ago that was not a cruel thing, okay? But yes, I did have a dog tossed at me, which I caught and set down. And the dog just looked around what happened? Okay? Not a big deal, all right? But on the other hand, who throws a dog, really? Okay? But yeah. All right, well, we are already 5 minutes into this thing, okay? So let's head on to the next question. Looks like this one is about relationships. Is it bad to desire being in a relationship? That is a great question. All right. Is it bad to desire to be in a relationship? I would say no. All right. From the very, very beginning of Scripture, okay, you go all the way back to Genesis, we see that when God is creating Adam and Eve, and he creates Adam and he's looking at Adam and he says, it is not good for this man to be alone. And so Eve is created. From the very beginning, God is showing us that we are relational beings. We are meant to be in this world and in this life with other people. All right, whether that be our family, whether that be our significant others, whether that be our friends, our churches, whatever it might be. We are made and designed to be relational beings, okay? So I don't think it's a bad thing to desire to be in a relationship, but here's where I would caution you or give pause to you. Is if you were talking about a relationship like with a boyfriend or a girlfriend, like wanting to be in a relationship with a boyfriend or girlfriend, I would really take a personal inventory of why you want to be in a relationship. Like, are you looking for somebody else to fix something that you're feeling about you? Because if that's the case, then it sounds like that there's some healing that needs to happen, and stuff that would tell me that you shouldn't be in a relationship right now, that you need to work on yourself, getting yourself healthier. All right, and so that would be one thing I'd consider is why do you want to be in that relationship? Okay? Specifically, some real reasons, and be honest with yourself. The second thing is, if you have a specific person in mind, is that person going to better my life, or is that person going to pull me down? All right, and that's something that we won't always know early on, but a lot of times we can have a sense. Is this person are we going to make each other in this relationship better, or are we going to pull each other down? All right, that's a very important thing to consider when you're talking about wanting to be in a relationship. And then I guess one other thing I would kind of examine and wonder is this person going to be a distraction? And what does that mean? It means that if you're in school, is this person going to keep you from being able to put in the work and the effort that you need to put in? Is this person going to hinder your relationship with God, or are they going to encourage it and help it? Things like that. Just take that inventory and that assessment and go from there. So to want to be in a relationship, to desire to be in a relationship, I feel like that is something that we were created with. All right, we were created to be in this world with others and to be relational beings. All right, even going back to the very first church in Acts 2, they were a church because they were committed to doing life together. All right, to providing for one another, to being around one another, to having meals together, to just everything. They were relational beings. The church was designed to be relational, just like we as humans were, okay? So, that's it. Final one. Let's take a look up here. How do you know if you really believe in Jesus and if you know he's real? All right, so straight up, here's the deal. Okay, I'm a pastor. There are days and there are weeks and there are seasons where I still have to ask this question. And I would love to say that I don't ever, but that just wouldn't be true. All right? Even as a pastor, there are times when I have to ask that same question. Do I really believe in Jesus? Do I really believe he's real? And here's what I'd say though. Every time I go through those moments and those, I'll call them a word I actually hate using, a season. Whenever I go through that season, Corin, if you're watching, that one's for you. Whenever I go through a time like that, here's what I do. I go back to the basics. All right, I go back to really, really focusing on praying. And not just praying, but what am I praying for? I focus in on my prayers. I focus in on reading my Bible. I focus in on tithing, if that's a word that's familiar with you. Like, I focus in on doing the things that I know that I'm told to do in Scripture as a believer and as a follower of Jesus Christ. And it's just amazing how God always seems to respond in some way. All right? Now, what I'm not telling you to do is that if you're feeling that way, to go and pray to God and be like, God, if you're really there and you're really listening, I want $1 million in my bank account by tomorrow morning. That's not what I'm talking about, okay? I mean, the Bible is very clear on not testing the Lord your God in that way. He talks about it in Matthew and Luke and other places. But there's another verse where it talks about how we should test God. And it's actually in the Old Testament. It's found in Malachi. And I'm sorry, because since I'm not preparing these things, I don't know the exact verse. I just know it's in Malachi, and it's in like the 2nd or 3rd chapter, okay? And what it's talking about is it's talking about the tithe being brought into the storehouse, okay? It's basically the offerings being brought in to the barn to provide food, okay, for God's people. And God says, He says, test me now in this. And He follows that up by saying, like, test me now in this and see if I don't open up heaven and pour out blessings on you. And those blessings are going to overflow. And I probably just butchered that area like so badly. So look it up. It's in Malachi. It's like 2nd or 3rd chapter. But really what I'm trying to do by bringing that up is saying that when I really am unsure or I'm really wavering in my faith, I see those verses and I think about those verses, because what that tells me is that if I just focus in on God, that He is going to open up heaven and He's going to overflow my life with blessing. Again, what that does not mean is that He's going to overflow my life with material blessings. What it tells me is that He's going to show up and I'm going to know that He's here. All right? And I have story after story that I could tell you guys about just that. All right? About how there was a really bad situation, but if that really bad situation, if I didn't have to go through that or my family didn't have to go through that, we wouldn't have gotten to experience something over here amazing. All right, so this is, like I said, these videos are going to be a little bit longer, and hope that you guys get something out of them. I'll have some other people answering these questions as well, alongside with me and in place of me, and sometimes. I also encourage you guys to one, like and subscribe to our Branch Student Ministries channel, but also check out our brand new channel, The Branch Gaming. We just posted our first video this week. It's a playthrough of a game, really Halloween themed since we just got through Halloween, called Costume Quest 2. I hope I got it right. If not, look it up, okay? And then also this week, we will be posting this weekend of the first video in our Classic series. And that'll be a series where, starting off, I'm going to take you through some of the classic video games, okay? We're talking like some Nintendo, some Sega Genesis, things like that. And we're just going to give you guys, those will be shorter videos, not really playthroughs as much as just showing you guys some of the games that I played as a child and that many others played as children. And you can laugh and make fun of the old dude, okay? That's fine. But check it out, The Branch Gaming. I'll put a link in the description below as well. If you have more questions that you want to ask about life, your leaders, God, any of that, feel free to text them any time of day right here. All right? Know that you guys are loved, and we'll see you next time.